What's up, y'all? This is Coach Get Fun Day. Back at it once again for you and for yours. And, gotta give a shout out to my ancestors. Much love to them. You know what I'm saying? And also give a shout out to you, you and yours, for, subscribing and watching the channel. Much love to that. Really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So this week they didn't drop the Martin Luther King stuff all over again. You know what I'm saying? But if you used to follow the channel and you read the church commission and stuff we have on King, it told you they already had that stuff back in the 75 and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And so that stuff ain't really nothing new. Harry Belafonte talk about it. Ralph Abernathy, who was Martin Luther King's best friend, he talks about it. You know what I'm saying? In his autobiography, he gave a bar to it. You know what I'm saying? In his autobiography, The Walls Come Tumbling Down. You know, you can get that on Amazon. Like page 304 or some shit like that, That ain't nothing new. That shouldn't turn, Even Spike Lee gave a little jab to it in Malcolm X when the feds was tapping Malcolm X in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Denzel Washington character, and they was tapping him, and he was, he picked the phone, called Betty, and he was, they say, like, this dude's just like a monk. He made Martin Luther King like a monk. Because he was so pious. The way the picture showed him was he was so pious to Betty Shabazz, his wife. You know what I'm saying? And they comparing him to Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the tapes is out there like that. Now, and many people don't know, and it's not really discussed that often. You know what I'm saying? It's, just talking about the same subject. Because I would just, if you'll follow up the channel, I've been reading a book called, Cultural National of 1965 to 1975, Amari Bakari. It's about Amari Bakari, a guy in New Jersey. And he brought all these conventions together of black people meeting together and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It'd be black nationalists. You get the black politicians, you know what I'm saying? You get all these people just came together, the black civil rights movement. It was coalescing on each other, trying to make coalesce and come together as one unit and stuff like that. And Coretta Scott King was there. You know what I'm saying? Not many people, you don't find too much work about her after her husband died, her activities in the movement and stuff like that. Now, according to this book, that I mentioned, you know what I'm saying, she was talking about it's time to build a nation. It's nation building time. You know what I'm saying? Coretta Scott King. Not really talked about, you know what I'm saying? And she was, that's when her and Betty Shabazz hugged each other, you know what I'm saying? Because Betty was representing, if I'm not mistaken, the Republic of New Africa. She's like a vice president. You know what I'm saying? And Coretta came on down for Southern Christian Leadership Council. You know what I'm saying? But that's not really discussed about that. You know what I'm saying? Her activities. Then all of a sudden her activities cease. You feel me? Now this is me. This is the reason why I think it ceased during the 70s, during that time, because the feds is about to drop the tape. Again, you know what I'm saying? And just about like the 19, they about to drop the tape. Obama King and all that stuff, and that promiscuity, the church commission heard the tapes. This already been known before, way before then. So you know what I'm saying? So this is like around 77, a little 2 years after the church commission. They about to drop the tapes again. Public want to hear it. A group went to court over that in Coretta Scott because she heard the tape like, well, this killed my husband. You know what I'm saying? This killed my husband's career. So a group heard that, and they went in there and went to federal court and got the tape sealed to 2027. So they had the tape sealed for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff is just starting to leak out now, during 2020. Some, you know what I'm saying? So they got the tape sealed in 1977, where it'll come out to around this time. So I think part of that deal was her to get out the movement like that. Because after that, you really don't hear too much about her. You know what I'm saying? Because she was going to the black movements and all that stuff like that, like the black political conventions in Gary, and she went at the one in Little Rock, but North Lake, Illinois, or something like that. North Village, Illinois. You know what I'm saying? Where another big one at. That's not the right term. I know it's in Illinois though. They had a big one up there. You know what I'm saying? So she was there, like I said, talking about this nation building time. It's time for, you know what I'm saying? It's time for no. It's nation time. She's saying it. Martin Luther King's wife. Maybe we don't discuss, that's not really discussed like that, How can, like, you know what I'm saying? Or on the flip side to that, you know what I'm saying? Talking about a black woman again, Winnie Mandela. She held it down in 30 years that, Mandela was locked up, She the one that really, really feels free South Africa. That's, if you want my personal opinion, and that's just not from my mouth. That's what my brothers and sisters in South Africa said that too. She's the one, she really got the bad rap. You know what I'm saying? Because of the deal Mandela cut to get out of prison and things of that nature, About letting them keep the white business and stuff like that. Winnie wanted a total revolution. Many people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why he divorced Winnie too, which is sad. Winnie wanted a total revolution. No, we kick him out. You know what I'm saying? If this don't work out, this plan don't work out with these white folks, we going back to the bush. Kicking them out the land. Which probably, which looking now in hindsight, that's what they're kind of doing now. You know what I'm saying? Looking in hindsight, Not in a violent way, but they're just using democracy. Which, you can't knock them too, because they're using democracy too. You know what I'm saying? They got the vote. So you really can't knock them for that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the difference, the big difference between Wendy and Coretta Scott King, you know what I'm saying? Where they had shut her down, and while Wendy had escalated. Now, that of course, you got to take terms and conditions and environment and all type of stuff in there, you know what I'm saying? But, in the situation that was going on the ground and stuff like that. But that's just my personal feeling. I can't really factually even back it up, you know what I'm saying? But except for the court case in 1977 and the convention she went to where she was saying it's nation time to build a nation, you know what I'm saying? Speaking on women's rights, of course, things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? About the black woman, because she was a black leader, you know what I'm saying? And she got a lot, and because of her husband, she got a lot of respect and juice on the scene. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, it's not really looked into about what the stuff she was doing in the set, at the time her husband died, till about the 70s, you know what I'm saying? Because that's when she kind of dropped off. But she's looking at that, she was, because I always wondered how come they don't say too much about her. I was young, like, damn, they don't say nothing really about his wife. But after a while, she got out there to her thing, and they put a cease to it. The other cats, like, we know what Andrew Young did, you know what I'm saying? When he was with the UN and stuff like that and tried to negotiate with the Palestinians, they brought him back. They snapped on him for that, you know what I'm saying? So they, hell nigga. Who else? We know what Ralph did. People should look more into Ralph Abernathy too, because that was an earnest task too. Being that condition, that situation, you got a spy on your side, a spy that's, you know what I'm saying, trying to break up the group, you know what I'm saying, Jesse Jackson in this case, trying to break up the Southern Christian leadership, trying to form his own shit. And trying to say, and trying to reinterpret history to fit his narrative, just the FBI point of view that was going out there, which eventually overcame. You know what I'm saying? Which eventually overcame, you know what I'm saying? So, he had the arduous task of trying to prevent this. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Southern SCLC, which is part of the Big Six Malcolm X talk about, is not really a big organization like it used to be. You really don't hear too much about it no more, you know what I'm saying? So, it was doing some things. But just think Ralph had to do what he had to do to try to keep that shit together. You know what I'm saying? That was a very arduous task that nobody really looked at, you know what I'm saying, after King's death. And he had to fill that in them shoes, you know what I'm saying, of leadership. Because he wasn't charismatic as King. He was King's best friend, you know what I'm saying? That's factual. Even King admitted to that in his last speeches. You know what I'm saying? They did everything together. He was already in a hierarchy. So how, when he took condition over after a blow like that, and was the caravan leader, how did he keep it functioning as long as he kept it functioning for? And back to Black and Telltale, at the end of the video, the book, his autobiography, When the Walls Come Tumbling Down, that really ended his career in the black community per se. You know, everybody jumped on him. You know what I'm saying? And he talking about being he became a black conservative. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? He's talking about voting for Reagan. A lot of them cats are talking about voting for Reagan. You know what I'm saying? The Democratic Party was no better than vote for Reagan. They talking about vote for Reagan. That's tell you how sick the times was. You real talk. That's how sick the shit is, Mike. So, anyway, but let's give a shout out to the women, you know what I'm saying? Coretta Scott King, you know, our Nubian sisters. You know, I'm just thinking about that, you know what I'm saying? Coretta Scott King, who went through that, you know what I'm saying, stood up. They should, you know, that should be a model of feminine, you know, in the neighborhood too. And some of her strengths and attributes, her and Betty. You know what I'm saying? And most definitely, super queen, the big queen, Winnie Mandela. The long living both of them queens of Africa. Anyway, this is a Koski Fun Day saying peace. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have some more stuff coming on through. More videos. You know how we do. More podcasts. And just sign up and enjoy it, baby. Peace.